Hello everyone, I'm Dear Myrtle, your friend in genealogy, but you know that this channel is all about creating journals to tell family stories. And just as a point of information, I thought I'd let you see some of the stuff I've been working on lately. I've been partnering with Heather on Tuesdays, and I'll give you the link. It's already there in the description box. On Tuesdays at noon Eastern, we get together. We use the same kit. In this case, we're using Stamperia's Lady Vagabond. And she's making a piece of artwork, and I'm making a journal cover. Whoops, we just had an avalanche of all kinds of ephemera. Anyway, that's the cover. I haven't finished the edges, but I'm kind of excited about it. It's fun to see an artist like Heather work with some of the same materials that I am, but come up with different results. Now, over the summer, you know that Cousin Russ and I were busy helping 3 big genealogy institutes go forward. But I had Mr. Myrt put an extra little table up in my office upstairs so that I could do some journal making. Decided to make an oblong journal. And I have not yet sewn in the pages, but I did make the cover with a pocket space in both the front and the back. And these are the pages for the middle thus far. And I thought what I'd do, you know, I've been telling a lot of ancestor stories, but I thought what I'd do for my grandchildren is let them know what I think about things, some things about me. I'm going to cut this card so I can make it a flip. There we go. And I mean, because I have things to say and think about and do, etc. All right, so my plan is that this will go on here somewhat like this. So what I plan to put in this particular journal are quotes that I like, things that look interesting to me, that I'd like my grandchildren to know about. And the thing is, I started writing this all about native cultures are not interchangeable. There's a difference between war bonnets and totem poles and things like that that are we all consider here in the United States to be icons of Native Americans, but they're particular to specific tribes of Native Americans. And that's something that we need to become aware of. So I wrote this all out, and I'm getting old, I guess, but my hands were getting tired, very tired. I wrote my reaction on the next page. So I've decided I'm going to print them up and then place them in here on the pages. Okay, so this is going to go here like this. I have a little bit of white here that I don't like. Let's see if we can distress ink that. I'm using my favorite vintage photo. It just looks too stark white. Now I realize that on this flip I'm going to be doing something. I just haven't figured out what it is yet. And I wanted something to show through to have it look intriguing. And I think that this will do the trick. Let's put some more glue on it. There we go. So this particular bottle of art glitter glue decided it was going to be very runny. So I'm having to be a little, you know, handle it a little bit differently. Okay. All right, and these are going to be sewn in with some good thread, and we'll go from there. Now this item I want to show you. I want this to be like a little surprise envelope that can be opened up. See how this might go. And I don't want to glue down the corners. I just want it to be opened like that. So in order to place this in the book, I'm going to put glue on this side. So we shall do it. I like this to be more interactive. And the story that I'll tell, or the quote that I'll share, would have to be mighty tiny, not very lengthy. All right, now if I put this like this, I can figure it out. There we go. Yeah, I do like my journals to be interactive. All right, it's all good. I may decide to do some kind of a magnet closing here. I don't know. We'll have to see. All right, now here's another page that I've typed out. And I only put the, my tea dyed or coffee stained paper in my printer. It goes through just fine. In fact, it makes it slightly flatter. And this was the reject side. So it'll be perfect because you cannot see it through on the other side. So we'll put this, I'm going to put this here. And we'll get some glue. Now this art glitter glue is very strong. It really does the job. Of course, now it's not coming out. There we go. So I'm not worried about putting it over every tiny little square centimeter here. Just a little to help it lay flat. Okay. Now, in order for me to do that, oh, there's some other projects to share with you, but I'll set them to the side. I want this to be as flat as possible when I lay this down, and obviously I need to have it right side up. Okay, because you get one shot with this art glitter glue. I kind of like this differentiation in the paging. Okay, that also makes this page stronger. Now this particular page, I'm going to put this, but I don't know what else goes there. So I'm going to temporarily use one of these circular paper clips. Okay, and that's about as much as I'm going to do in this journal today. Just wanted you to know about it. I put this on cardstock, what was already double-sided cardstock, which made it a nice firm booklet. And we have a little lifting here, so let's repair this. We'll just put a dot. Oh, apparently I picked up two pieces of, there we go. There we go. All right, so that's one thing I did in July and will continue to add to. And I don't have any tuck. I do have tuck spots, but I don't have any little things to put in it. Another thing that I did, some of the paper that I was dealing with had pages that already look like they were book pages, such as this. And so I used fabric to join them together, and I wrapped fabric around the edge and added some lace. And this is one advantage to having pre-printed paper where it's double-sided. This then is a nice cardstock weight. You can hear the thickness of it, and all I need to do is write on it. I could conceivably, I've saved these papers to go with it. I could, for interest, just cut paper the right size. So I'm keeping these items with it, along with a few things that I might use for tuck spots. This looks like this might be a good kind of a tab on the side. I don't know, but I haven't done my thinking. I haven't completed my thinking there. I just wanted you to know about it. And what is this? This is too big for this book. It's a beautiful postcard size where I've added some coffee dyed paper on the back. Let me put that in my big journal, that tall one, because I'm using that rose motif. I do love roses. These other tiny things, are, now there's a quote that will fit in here. These other tiny little things I'm going to keep in here for inspiration to work with this little mini journal. And does any of this text, see now that text was too wide, but the paper's still usable on the reverse side. I got to tell you, I really like using my printer more than wearing out my hands. Okay, and then here's a little, I don't know what. So we'll set that aside. I'll put it in the big journal as a possibility. And now I have two of these little things that I started. And let me move my camera in closer so that you can see this. All right, move this little, it should be easier than having to reach over like this. So what I did was I basically, let me pull this out. I basically took one piece of cardstock. Let me make a mini version with this. And I've shown you how to do this before on my channel. But I basically folded it in half. And then I folded these halves in to that point. And I'm not doing this very carefully because this is just, and I should. I mean, there's no reason for me to be messy about it. They've got to meet. These are too far apart. So let me pull this one over. They have to meet. And yeah, let me get my bone folder to help me a little bit. And then I just turn down the corners. And what this becomes is a little tuck spot that we can play with. So we're going to decorate at least one of the big ones today. All right, and in order to close this off, and that is really crooked, old Myrt, there you go. Let's put glue across the bottom here. Okay, and this will hold it, and that will hold it. Now, I haven't glued up here because, of course, I'd like to be able to tuck things in there. And we can cover up this tiny amount of space by doing things like putting some lace or ribbon or something across it. Let's see what we've got here to make things look interesting. As a matter of fact, I've already got some tags in here, and these bigger ones. And I think what I'll do is get a little bit of this. Where's my, yeah, I love this. Okay. I got to get back to staying on screen, don't I? All right, and where did my little butterflies go? I just had them out. Okay, so they're hiding. But we can use some other items that might be intriguing. Okay. Dang it all, where did those butterflies go? Here they are. That's what I had in mind. Okay, I'm going to use my little mini stapler if I can find it. Things are not quite in their normal places since I've been away and trying to do some work upstairs. So since I've recorded, we've had a wedding. I'll put this here. I'm just imagining how this should go. And we'll get a butterfly from Prima Flowers. I think I'll do this. Oh, heavens. So let's glue this down. Okay, and a bit of this, and a bit of that. Maybe we'll do it this way. And let's just imagine how a little lace across the bottom would look nice. Okay. And then we'll be done. I mean, it doesn't take any time at all to play with this stuff. It's fun. And we'll put a little... Boy, I'm getting even wigglier on my supposedly straight lines. Let's see, is there a right or a wrong way? That not really. Put a little more glue. Now this guy doesn't want to stay down. There we go. Well, the top half of our butterfly popped up. The concept is they're really trying to make it three-dimensional for us. Let's put this one down. Okay, we're going to have that same issue. There we go. A non-issue, if I do say so myself. Okay, we've got one finished. Kind of fun. Well, let's see what we can do with this one to be a little different. I'm looking at ephemera that goes with that Vagabond set. So let me pull some of that out. Too big. She's too tall, but she might look fine on the side. An assortment of keys and bottles. Ooh, I'm going to put this bottle right there. Now, these Stamperia things are pretty affordable. Oh, this is going to be fun. Let me get a little poker thingamabob. Where's my pick? It's probably still packed. Poke out these middle parts and see if we can use this somewhere. Might not want to. Who knows? So these are little cardboard cutouts that mix and match with the Lady Vagabond from Stamperia. Okay. There we go. And one more. I'm going to have to find my pick because I use that all the time. Okay. That might look interesting on that one. Let's see what else we have. Amazing. The only impossible journey is the one you never make. I gotta glue this down. That looks so cool. It's a message in a bottle. totally cool. Some things you just kind of fall into and you don't know what it's all about. Okay. A smaller clock. Ooh, let's see what this is. A little too big. We need something bigger to put on it. Here's a pile of suitcases. That's an interesting pile since the larger one is on top. Well, that's okay if she's slightly off the board. Just have to make room for it in my in the planning that I do. Okay. Got some blue, very pale aqua tulle to put behind her and stick her on there, something like that. Again, some lace. Let's put some more lace there across the bottom here. I seem to like that. Now it mostly needs to match on that side because I don't have quite enough, do I? Let me get back in frame. And there's our lady. We need some kind of lace. I don't know. Let's see if we put the smaller gal here. Now that I've moved the lace that way, maybe that's a better plan. I still want to cover up this part though, so let's just put some torn tissue paper there. And I'll just add a little bit of distress along the edges. And pretty much that's going to be it for today. As you can see, I have been busy, just not several times a week as I used to be. We're getting there. Okay. Now I liked this and I like this. Let's put this down. And I'm letting it go off the edge slightly. Let me show you. Just off the edge slightly. And I said I wanted to use some of that aqua colored tulle. See how tall she ends up being. Okay. I'm going to do something different. Let me get my stapler because I think I can just barely get this in there. See how narrow it is along the bottom? Okay, we're going to hope for the best here. Okay, and then we're ready to put our girl on here. And I can tell I'm probably going to want to trim this down. Let me get some smaller scissors. But there's something funny going on with her, where her shoes are. Let's see what else I can put there. Maybe I just put her farther down. Let's see. Yeah, that'll be fine. What I want to do is cover up the bottom of this. Could just cut it off. It just kind of looked out of place. Okay, yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll put her there, and then we'll trim a little more of that tool. And then we've done a little bit of work today. Mr. Myrt lately has been saying to me, "What have you been making?" Sometimes it's just a matter of cleaning up my room to see what I've got here. Okay. Now she tends to bow out, so let's bend her back. I have to be careful because she's got glue there. There we go. Luckily, this art glitter glue dries clear. Just missed a little smidgen of it here and there. All right, so I want her to stick to the flap, but not to this underneath. So I'm going to hold it for a little bit here. All right. So we did a number of projects. For sure, we got this done and this one. And we haven't done this one. I'll set it aside. So let me bring this closer so you can see it. And here's the tab. I haven't yet decorated the tab. Needs to have a little piece of sari silk or some thread. Apparently I have two in there. And then here we've got our girl. And there we go. So there's nothing left to say but happy family tree climbing and journaling, everybody. That's a wrap.